I'm losing my patience. I just came here to bend.
Okay, so hi everyone, and welcome to the ALD Driver Experience Challenge kickoff event. We're really pleased to be here tonight and to have managed to gather you all here. It's really a big success, so we're really pleased and thank you all for that. Before we start, we'd like to warmly thank École 42 for enabling us to host this event. We've been partnering with them a few times in the past, so thank you very much to them. Also, we'd like to warmly thank John, Romain, Pao, Caroline, and Charlène from the ALD Automotive team, who either have originated the idea or supported us in running it on Agorize. So I think we can give them all a very warm round of applause. Thank you very much. Thank you again. Thank you very much to all the entities that are watching us at a distance at ALD Automotive. So thank you very much for watching. I don't know where they are. Thank you anyway. And special thank you to Russia's and UK's team who traveled from there to join us tonight and to enjoy Paris, of course. So thank you very much. So why attend this event? Basically, this event has been made for you participants or potential participants to give you the opportunity to pitch your idea in front of ALD Automotive executives and get a direct feedback on your recommendation and improve your solution before the end of the first step of the challenge. So yeah, basically. Just to run through a few figures on the challenge, it's already been a great success. There's still a few days to participate for the potential participants in the room. Don't hesitate to register on the challenge. But we've managed to gather 83 staff member teams and more than 130 student teams. So it's a big success and an ongoing record for Agorize. So really pleased and very proud of that. And altogether, we've managed to have participants coming from no less than 36 countries in 3 different continents. Asia, Africa, and Europe, and I will not go through the whole list because it's going to be too long. But basically, participants are coming from 36 different countries and 3 continents. And regarding the students, they come from 145 different schools, so that's a tremendous figure, and we are really proud of that. And so far, 628 participants have already registered online on the 2 platforms. So our record is at about 700, so I'm pretty sure we're going to reach it until next week. So it's an ongoing record. And now I will no longer speak, and I will welcome Mike Masterson, who's the CEO of ALD International, on stage to speak a little bit more about the challenge and what is expected from you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll just take a couple of minutes really just to tell you about innovation, what it means within ALD. There's a quotation which goes somewhere along the lines of innovation is something which with one hand gives you a beautiful gift. The problem is with the other hand it's stabbing you in the back. And I think this is a quotation that you can use which sums up a little bit where ALD is and how we're seeing the challenge of innovation, both in terms of opportunities, but also in terms of risk. You can also use that quotation in relation to your marriage as well if you want, but that's another story. In terms of ALD and where ALD is, there's a theory that it's those companies that are the most successful that have the greatest risk of being replaced. The examples that are given are companies like Xerox, companies like Nokia, who were swept away by innovation and by change. On that basis, ALD is a company with risk, because over the last 10 years, worldwide, we've probably been the most successful leasing company in the world. So we need to reinvent ourselves. We need to create innovation. We need a platform. We need to create some momentum and some buzz around innovation. And really, that's part of that focus is this challenge. In terms of our internal staff, we're trying to create an innovation culture. It's part of the values of our group. One of the challenges we've got as a company with 40 different subsidiaries everywhere from China to Chile is to galvanize everybody across the organization in terms of these kind of challenges. From an external point of view, we really want to bring new ideas, first of all from younger people, secondly from people of outside of our industry who will have a different perception of things. As you're walking around tonight, if you see older people here, they are the senior managers of ALD or Automotive, so don't worry, they're in the right place. You don't need to show them the way out or anything. We're part of the innovation committee, and we've got some 20, 30 years experience, but we don't have this different perspective, this different view about innovation, and we don't bring always a fresh look and a different look at how we want to innovate. So we're very happy to meet a lot of new people through this challenge. We're very happy to hear the propositions. I think what this can bring for people is a perspective on an industry and a space which is currently full of innovation. If you look around the world, places like Uber, you look at Apple, you look at Google, they're all in the space of connected cars. And I think for both internal people and for external people, I think it's an opportunity to get into this space, to understand some of the dynamics around the car, around the driver, and how we want to serve the driver. So with that, we'll move on. We look forward to both seeing some of the things tonight, following that up with the challenge as part of the challenge jury, and eventually taking many of these things through to production. Thank you.
ALD Automotive is a leader in full-service leasing and fleet management. We provide company cars and a wide range of services to corporate customers, giving mobility to their employees. We have the best coverage of any leasing company in the world. We are global, but we also have a strong focus on local expertise. Worth mentioning, we have a strong partnership with Wheels, and we are well established in emerging fleet markets. We are proud of our numbers. 8% growth per year for 10 years. More than 1 million cars, 100,000 plus clients, 1 million drivers, and multiple purchases per day. 900,000 customers call us every year, and they drive 38 billion kilometers. Just imagine, that's like 78 round trips to the moon. According to our clients, we differentiate ourselves by our quality of service through innovation, flexibility, partnership, commitment. And we love to say, make it simple, make it happen. So we help you design your own corporate mobility thanks to customized added value solutions while keeping costs under control. Our 5,000 staff members are taking care of you with tailor-made products, leading technologies and processes, innovative services throughout your vehicle life cycle. ALD Automotive is also the global reference in sustainable mobility solutions. We have the biggest eco-friendly corporate fleet in Europe. Our Blue Fleet program helps you reduce your CO2 footprint. With ALD Automotive, it's a one-stop shop which offers you simplicity, efficiency, no financial risk, and peace of mind. So you know what's happening, where, when, and at what price. Don't you wish it was like that at home? if you need confirmation, and yes, sometimes you do. We have more than 1,000 international clients. 20 of them trust us in more than 20 countries. And our recommendation rate is more than 85%. And because we welcome new challenges, we want to expand our geographical coverage, increase customer and driver satisfaction, and continue to innovate. Now that you've got a better picture, let's work, let's drive together.
Thank you very much, Mike, for this very interesting presentation and for this great video. I promise I'll be quick because tonight is about you and your pitches. Just a few reminders on how this challenge works for the potential participants, because I'm sure all the actual participants know about it. It consists in 3 steps. The first step is a pre-selection and registration step, which is going to go on until next Sunday. And after which there will be a first pre-selection vote. So for the first people, for the people who are not participating yet in the challenge, let me just remind you that it's the deliverable expected from you for this first step is basically a brief description of the idea that you have. So if you either have an idea or want to be innovative, or if you just want to enjoy free round-the-world tickets, don't hesitate to register. And so after this pre-selection phase, the jury will select 15 projects on the student side and 15 projects on the employee side, who will go into the prototyping phase, being helped by ALD automotive experts. And after this phase, which will go on for another month, there will be a last and a second jury to select the 6 best prototypes that will get to pitch their ideas on site during a final event. Who says challenge, of course, says rewards. So both for staff members and students, the best teams will be rewarded with great prizes. Well, described on the screen, and I'm not sure I can add something. So basically, if you want to be part of the adventure and you haven't registered yet, you can join the challenge for staff members on ald.agorize.com, or for students directly on studica.com, and join the challenge on ALD Automotive. So now it's going to be mostly about you and your projects. So Laura and I, who stands right next to me, want to learn a little bit more about you. So we're going to ask you a few questions.
Yes, hello everybody. My name is Laura. So I work for Agorize as an innovative consultant. And I want to know more about you. So I'm going to play a game with you. So there is only one rule. It's really simple. If you want to say yes, you stand up. Is it clear? Yeah, okay, you get it. Great. So let's start. So who are from ALD Automotives? Oh my God, a lot of people. Great.
Students, don't feel scared, huh?
Who are students? Ah, in the back, yeah. Who are from the school 42? Ah, not bad. Yeah. Thank you guys to welcome us in your school. Who are from France? Okay. The French touch. And who are from abroad? Yeah, congrats. Now let's talk about innovation. Who has some ideas? Okay. And who has some great ideas? Ah, yeah. Okay. So now let's pitch. So we are going to call you to go on stage and to present your project. And I'm really glad to welcome you. So take the chance. You will receive feedback from all the people you can see here. So enjoy your experience.
just a few rules on this pitch arena session. So each team is going to be able to perform a 2-minute presentation. After 1 minute and 30 seconds, you'll get a yellow card from here, from Laure. And if you exceed 2 minutes, the time's up, unfortunately, and then we have this Balinese gong that is somewhere. Okay, he managed to make it not too loud, but please don't exceed the time because he can make it much louder. And then your pitch will be followed by a series of question and answer to challenge you on your idea, and also to help you, of course, improve your recommendation. So, let's discover a few projects. And I'd like to welcome on stage the My Car project. Who's going to be the first one to speak?
Good evening, bonsoir.
When you're ready, let's go for 2 minutes.
Okay.
Ça a started already? Oui, je veux bien, parce que je sais même pas comment ça. Comment j'appuie juste ici là? En fait, je savais pas si. Ok, d'accord.
Are you from the UK today?
From UK, sorry.
No, my car.
It looks so.
Brilliant, thanks. Thank you. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
Good evening. Nothing has taught us that things are more important than keeping open dialogue. People like to be informed. They like to know where they stand. They like to communicate. Our market is changing. In that, technology is a key driver. Customers and their drivers want information, but they want it at their fingertips rather than being sent reams of data. The UK market is price competitive at present, and innovation is a key driver and a unique selling point is helping us in ALD secure new and existing business. Finally, creating customer experience is a wonderful mission statement, but it is in theory. How do we know we're providing great customer service without feedback and the ability to measure it? Our solution is My Car, a mobile app that is simple from the start, yet will evolve in a deliverable approach and in an agreed time frame. We'll provide drivers with access with a wealth of information and give them the ability to rate our service. Paul will now provide highlights of the app and the benefits to both our customers and ALD.
Well, an app doesn't sound terribly innovative, so what we're trying to do is create a platform by which we can put innovative ideas together with accessibility and allow ourselves not only the ability to drive our objectives now, but in the future. So effectively what this means for the customer is that the customer gets a great deal of information in one place. They can contact us and they know exactly where they can go for additional products and things that will impact on them, their families and everybody else. Now for ALD, what this also means is that we can start treating those customers incredibly fairly, as we all do anyway. We can make sure that we are compliant with some of the agreements that we have, with push notifications going out to them to tell them exactly when certain deadlines are coming up. We can move ourselves into the 21st century and look innovative on a platform that gives the ability to expand and ultimately lead to client retention and business and more products. Because basically we need to be close to these customers and effectively walk with them and have conversations with them rather than just providing signposts. So what the actual app will provide is, and here are some highlights on the right hand side, I'm sure these people over here can't see it, but some instant access contact details, key date reminders, payments are going out on specific dates, how they're going out, where they are in their program, MOTs, that's a very UK orientated thing, but it's an anniversary of a test on their vehicle. Insurance reminders to make sure that they're compliant. as they should be. We've got current news. That isn't actually a Golf there with the emissions coming out the back, but it looks like one, doesn't it? So we've got current news in there. We can access them at all times, and they have the ability to buy products for us and become closer to us. So that, in a nutshell, is the highlights of what we're looking at. It's nothing terribly innovative, but some of the things that we're putting onto it, hopefully, we haven't seen before. That's it.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'm sure there are a few questions.
So you would, I mean, I think you're in the right direction in terms of mobile, which I think is key for the future. So you would envisage this being password related in terms of driver contact details?
Yes, I mean, it should interact with obviously our systems
Yeah.
back at base, and therefore they will have access to their own personal contract details. So yes, they would need a username and password.
Yeah. So and then
Via the app.
geolocalization, and then other applications which exist in your back office served through
Correct.
the app.
Mike,
Okay.
it's also important to remember that this is for all drivers. This isn't just for corporate. This is for retail and white label as well. So what they can see is obviously going to differ, but there's going to be a huge number of things that are going to be common to all of them.
You have given any thoughts about, one thing is the apps, and it's good to have the apps, but actually the real usage of apps seems to be deteriorating over time. Have you given any thoughts how to get people onto the apps and use them frequently?
Well, I mean, I as a user of apps, I'm mobile most of the time, and we're tending to find a lot of people are using apps when they're mobile. I do. If there is a deterioration of that, then obviously this idea goes down the tubes, doesn't it? But I think the thing from our perspective is collecting all of these things in one place. Now, how we deliver that within a technological framework, I'm an account manager, not a technology person. But I know that this would really appeal to not only retail, white label, corporate customers.
On rating, I stole your microphone. On rating ALD, are you thinking about specific rates or global rates? Can you elaborate a little bit about that?
I mean, we've based this specifically on the UK model. Within the UK, we use an independent survey to obtain rates of service. And it is quite a detailed survey, and we are finding the percentages of response because of it being such a detailed survey is poor. What we're trying to achieve with this is that it gives them quite a simple smiley face, or not smiley face, but the ability then with a window to draw down to the relevant department. If we have, therefore, poor service indicated, we have the ability from somebody within the business, because I'm hoping it will report back to the team, to contact them and try and resolve the problem. So it's pretty simple, but it's something we don't currently have at this moment in time, and I don't think we're able to measure how good our service is. It's all well and good saying we have a great service, but how do we measure that?
Last question.
There you go.
Back to the usage, what do you think of all those elements is the real customer touch point which make recurrent use and make it very attractive for the user to keep on using this?
Contract information is vital, and the key telephone numbers is one. I mean, a lot of our drivers at this moment in time have a one dedicated telephone number. But it's available in the pack with the ability to just click on an app and actually press the button for the relevant department you want to contact, and there be an instant call into that department. I think that will be probably the most popular.
But there are other things as well. We're trying to not only hit just the driver, but also help them through other products, which we haven't listed on here, things that will help them with their families. Now, we've got a large number of used car contracts that we do to individuals. The idea being that we can create a package of products for people who have got sons and daughters going to university, for example. here's a car, here's some insurance, here's some driver training. All of those they can achieve through the app. So really trying to create a sort of one-stop shop, coming to us for information about their particular contracts, what's currently going on in the news, what can we do for them and their families. All of those things will just drive some longevity to our relationships. Has that answered your question? Yeah.
Okay, so now let's call Key Connect.
For the first pitch, I noticed that we only received questions from the first row. So either ALD automotive staff members or students, don't be shy and don't hesitate to ask any questions that you want. It's really an open pitch session. So.
So good evening, I'm Clémence Barthélémy.
And I'm Laurie Chaussé.
And I'm going to introduce our new project, Key Connect. First and foremost, I have two questions for you. The first question is, have you ever lose your car in a giant, in a huge car park like IKEA? Okay. And the second one is, have you ever forgot to close your car after you leave it?
So we have one solution for those problems. So we want to insert in Key's car a system. So the first attribute is that an alarm sound will sound when you will be at more than 10 meters of your car. So it warns you when you haven't closed your car. And the second solution is that we want to insert in the key car a GPS unit. The GPS will localize your car, and when you need to find your car, a voice will guide you up to your car. So it's very simple to find your car in a giant car park, and it's very useful. And
Donc, to our mind, the best way to distribute our product is to work with car dealers. Indeed, they will insert a system in the keys car of the customers, and they will insert this product in all the keys car, even the old keys car. And the only limit is that you have to add a car with automatic doors. So with Key Connect, improve your driving experience.
Question time?
What happened if I forgot my key in the car and I went away? More than 10 meters.
It's possible to use an application. Yes, it's possible to use an application to find your car.
we would like to use the ALD automobile application on your phone and.
Yes.
Yes, with the phone.
Yes.
Somebody else? Yeah.
So can you explain further how the dealers would deal with the key? So how would they install the device or the app?
We thought about a little system that we can insert in Key's car but we don't know exactly technically how to do that.
I've seen a question upstairs.
A keychain that holds the device, the GPS, instead of in the key on the keychain?
We. Yeah, why not? Yeah, but maybe with the application you can. Yeah, there is a plan with the application, and you can localize and with the GPS in the application.
Last question.
Hello, you can hear me? Currently in my car, if I go 10 meters away, it just locks. So do we really need this application or this solution to have a sound alarm? Like if I'm parked in somewhere not very friendly, I don't want to let everyone know that my car is unlocked. Maybe you have two ideas there and disconnect the locking part and make it focus on the localization of the car or something like that. Could be better to focus on this one.
But we thought about maybe a notification on your phone when your car isn't closed. Thank you.
Okay, so next we'd like to welcome Check My Service.
From France, India, Hungary.
There we go.
The first name of the project we managed with 4 of us, plus me, was Check My Car. So that's why I'm a bit surprised by to see. Oh, okay. Sorry for the English colleagues. So the. Alors c'est dans l'autre sens. Non, c'est pas non plus. C'est. Mais pourquoi ils mettent les noms le titre d'abord? Okay, so the idea of these apps is just to organize the agenda and preparation of the agenda of all the drivers which have meetings with some partner service. So the idea is that we manage in some apps all the meetings of our drivers, and the meetings of our drivers are about 5 per year. And if we consider that we have not 1 million but 1.2 million of vehicles, it makes a lot of meetings, and the idea is to make this everything happening in one place. It's a common global application platform that manages about the 5 million of meetings for ALD's partner with ALD driver. So we synchronize every driver's and supplier agenda in the system. We have the possibility to follow up all the meetings and to organize the documents, digitalization of the documents by zero paper, and ensure a better and transparency consistency of the information we get at this moment. And also to manage to have a dedicated final cost immediately at the return of the vehicle, because it participates to one of the services that we deliver, and also to have a capacity to manage this service abroad. So this is the good transition to go to the next step, which is my storyboard. I have my colleague over there, Ditya. You can join. Okay, so this is the story of John. John is a UK guy. He's coming to, he's a drive and drive, yeah. He has the steering at the wrong place. So he wants to come to Europe, and he wants to use let's say a continental vehicle, because he don't want to drive for 1 month in Europe with his English vehicle. So he contacts us because he has a service called Switch a Car. So we manage to inform you that we have the possibility to provide him a solution in Calais. So he has just to drive with his car in Calais, and in Calais, the service partner we have has received an information order to switch the car for this John, and John is going to be informed that directly by the service partner about the availability of the car, and he will organize immediately the information about how you can contact me by sending him on his mobile the location, all the details of his meeting in Calais. And then the next step will be that John is today it's a lady, sorry. It's John is coming to the place, and we have the driver, which is also John. John meet John, and they provide him the right car at the right place. And let's say that every information related to the contract we have to sign, because we have a legacy or obligation to provide some documents when we provide an asset of thousands of euros. We have to bring information, and we send this person immediately the information to his apps, so he can go and make his job across the Europe on the continental side with the right vehicle. So at the end of this project, we have some ideas that it presents some interest to facilitate the integration for new service partner, accelerate the start and registration and first invoice, so this is more for us, but it can accelerate also the preparation of a terminal invoice for the driver, because at the return he can see immediately what will be the pricing for his on his return, and avoid conflict due to lack of information, because many people complain when they receive the invoice at home that does not correspond to the exact remind that we have on the delivery. So this is this concept, and if we so that's all. You want me to do the next? So, any question?
So my first question, obviously, is if we go back to your storyboard, how is that different to actually just renting a vehicle from a short-term rental company?
The idea, we are not here, we are just preparing some agenda for our supplier. We have to focus on the supplier side, that this guy has an apps eligible on his device, let's say a smartphone or a tablet, because here it's more pretty to present the tablet. But the idea is that the supplier has the information, like an agreement, an order from ALD that please take in charge the service and contact directly my driver, because I don't want to be in the middle to manage these long details. Yeah, this is direct, because here let's say that we have many apps, buttons, functions that we can inform that we have to validate the car, or there is a problem, please inform the guy that please the meeting will be cancelled or whatever. So we have introduce some automatic answers or status that help the driver to be aware about what is the situation of the final service, because the idea is to limit the relation of 3 persons, ALD, driver and supplier, by only 2.
Is there a way, if I go back to the storyboard where you have somebody picking up a rental car, can you combine your idea with the idea of the ladies who came before you, so they can actually enter the car without needing a key and integrate it?
This solution exists, but the idea is that we speak about service here more than about. We give the example of a vehicle, but we can imagine a return or a return. We have no key stories behind, but we can manage many things behind. It's not limited.
Don't steal their idea.
No, but I steal the presentation, but it was the first one for the English. Alors, it's not exactly an agenda of the driver. The idea is that we have a first call to ALD who manage the service. Do you have the service, yes or no? And then we provide the information to the supplier who manage directly the meeting with the driver. So the idea of this organization is first a push mail, very simply, and we can organize and maybe synchronize with existing solutions like my ALD or other solution, something more accurate with the agenda of ALD, because we don't have an access to the personal agenda of the people. So it's more a push mail, but let's say that when you have a list of information important from ALD, you can imagine that I wait for a car, I'm looking for my mobile to see where it is. They promised me to have a car in Calais. I am here with my car. Where are they? French guys, huh? Sorry.
Maybe a last question? Yeah.
A very clever question. Will you provide all members of the jury a magnifier to read your slides?
Don't worry. Well, thanks, because I have my limit of time. Or you want to? So we are, just to inform you, we are 5 of us, but we have 2 Indian guys and with 2 girls in the team, one from IBFS, one from Bangalore, and one from Hungary. We are not present because they are far away. We didn't think about to offer them the ticket, but next time, we hope.
Okay, so now let's welcome ID Gender.
Okay, just before we start, it's off the record. We really would like to thank ALD International for this incredible initiative. We have been in our team almost for 7-8 years. We've never seen anything like this innovation challenge. People are excited all over the hub. Thank you for this. Thank you for doing it. It's incredible. Then we'll start presentation of our concept. When we started to invent and develop this idea, we thought initially to do something related to our services, but as was indicated by the team before us, it will be used then 5 times a year. We don't want our application to be used 5 times a year. We want it to be used 5 times a day. That's why we have here some questions. It's like every driver, and we wanted to focus on driver experience on his daily job. It's like you're often puzzled by the choice of the most convenient means of transportation and when you need to leave to make it on time to the meeting. Then it's like sometimes you arrive late and you feel embarrassed, and then at least in Russia we always feel a little angry when we wash the car and it rains right after this. So and then sometimes we need to find like a pharmacy or grocery on the way to our destination, but we don't know where it is. So basically, and we want to have it in one place. That's why we offer to develop ALD Gender. It's some kind of multitasking, multi-purpose application which navigates drivers through his daily tasks efficiently. So in the first function, it's choosing departure time and the most efficient means of transportation. So you put the time of the meeting and the place of the meeting, and the app starts analyzing traffic conditions, and it sends you a notification 15 minutes in advance when you need to leave and what type of transport you should use. So then it's like finding points of interest during your journey. So if you need to go to a pharmacy on the way home, just indicate it, and the application will find it. Then also, like, the app will analyze weather condition and recommend you the best time to wash your car. So that, okay, it will rain 3 days in a row, there is no use to do it now, do it in 3 days. But of course not less than twice, not less than once in 2 weeks, so that the car is clean. And then also to take care of your comfort and safety, so the app will also analyze like daily temperature, and it will inform you like 10 days in advance that okay, it's time maybe to get appointment at tire center, and also don't forget to change your washing liquid, because like if you go and then it's frozen, it's a little bit complicated. So basically what we need to do is we need to find a way to synchronize our application with navigators, with some kind of personal calendar, with detailed city maps and points of interest. And then we need to find reliable ways to offer good solutions to customers so that they're not upset with what we offer. So basically, that's our concept. Any questions?
And your application will be running on smartphones, computers?
Yes, yes. Because all the smartphones, they have geolocation. And for example, for this like core function to advise you on time, we need to know where you are. And that's exactly what smartphones, they do. Okay, if no, yeah, okay, questions?
Did you anticipate the fact that in each country maybe the systems for traffic and navigation will be different? Because if I understand well, your application will take information from different systems. You will not recreate a traffic application or...
Yes, probably, okay, Google, they have some kind of solution on this traffic. But then I also know that at least like across the hub where we are, we also have some kind of search system which is doing that. But then we need to analyze how to do it. Of course, there would be some local adjustments, but all in all, we should be able to pull it out because anywhere there are some kind of navigators, basically, which I use. I use it like 10 times a day. So
could be great if it was an application like, for example, when I want my agenda on my phone, I can choose to take it from Google, from Outlook, and then I can choose my navigator, I can choose the key points and just choose the application where the information comes from. And our ALD application would be just something that centralizes this information. Could be very great.
Yes. So I think Google might be the choice to go worldwide. Yes.
Okay, Faustine, you stole the question, basically. So the idea is about building this app, but gathering all information from different services.
Yes.
Not building it yourself. Correct.
I would say we need to find a way because the data are there. It's like the data are online. It's in Google and so on. But then we need to find a smart way, like how to use it and how they digest it for our drivers, so that basically it's their assistant who helps them every day to manage their life efficiently. It will be still some kind of development. Yes.
And the last question. Okay, so a possible enhancement. Have you thought about paying for the public transport system? So not only coming out with a schedule, but actually enabling the driver to be able to pay for the whole journey, train tickets, anything else they might need at the other end, a taxi or whatever, in one place?
Yeah, that could be, but then yes, that could be a very nice enhancement in the future also. Yeah, that's a very good advice. Maybe we'll rewrite it and then submit a new concept.
Yes, thank you.
So thank you and best wishes from Russia.
And now I would like to welcome Pulse Bracelet Driver on stage, please.
Just click. Okay. Okay, I will.
So this pitch will consist in a video.
My name is Italo, and this is Thiago. We are from Brazil, and we will try to explain a little bit of our concept and idea. And we did a short video for show this for you. I hope you enjoy. Okay.
A human mind can build cities. One idea can transform the world and rewrite our roads. One simple idea can change everything. Today we are here to think a way that we never thought before. We have the power to change our reality, to make it impossible, to create a new world. We need just to believe in ourselves and use our imagination. Drive means to move in a specified manner or direction. Our challenge, change this concept into another, new, better, revolutionary. And how? With technology, science, engineering, and imagination. The main idea is to create a portable system connected with the car's computer using a wireless system, a better bracelet. This connection will allow the client to access the car system and gather useful information, which will be just a raise of the wrist away. Our modified bracelet will reinvent the driver experience. With the device, it's possible to be connected in real time with the vehicle. Our goal is to concept a bracelet which will be connected to the car by either Wi-Fi or Bluetooth that will gather every information possible about the vehicle and the driver as position and health status. This watch will give more security against car thefts as it will request a voice confirmation to ID the driver when opening the car. In addition to this, the car will only function if the right user is identified by the fingerprint scan placed on the steering wheel. The bracelet will also be able to easily ask for a police, hospital, or mechanical support. The technology on the bracelet is the same used on smartwatches and was developed to create 24/7 support system to connect the car and driver. The driver will also have access to different cameras placed in the car. He will see the images of the rear view mirror in front of him. For example, no more turning heads. As the system monitors the driver's health, it will be able to detect if the driver is too tired to drive and prevent him to sleep on the wheels. The driver will have access to all the footage of the vehicle, which will be useful in situations like accidents and crimes. Information on the use of fuel, oil, car temperature will as well be available. We are glad to present you the Pulse Bracelet Driver. Thank you.
So, questions?
Looks very good. I guess it would be obvious somehow maybe to integrate some of the other ideas about getting information about the ALD, let's say, mobile apps in there. And have you thought about that?
Actually, we will use the same technology of the smartwatch that is used by Samsung and Apple. It's the same thing, but we will use our smartwatch. So we need to create a little system of computer board for our car, and then we can connect everything.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. I think there's a lot of items in here that you could develop further, actually. Around insurance, I think it's this could drive quite a bit of economy in the insurance premium, in the sense that you can locate the car in terms of the knowing the driver is in there. Would you link this to a smartphone then?
Actually, everything is already invented.
Yeah.
The thing that we will do is just 3 Arduinos and put one phone inside the car and use this technology. Actually, we will use one phone inside the car for calculate everything. We will use the same applications that one Android and connect with our smartwatch for see everything. So it's just to put everything together.
Thank you. I've got an interesting question. If I've got an Apple and I've got an Apple Watch, what would be my choice to choose ALD watch or an Apple Watch?
If it's a different watch?
Yeah.
Is this? You can connect by Wi-Fi. If it's impossible, like Apple normally is, we can do one application that you can use with App Store, and you can use with the Arduino inside your phone, that inside your car.
Yes, but just think. My question was, which watch should I choose?
No.
Apple Watch or ALD watch?
You can use everything. Actually, the application that you use inside your car is up to you. You know, we will create the application for App Store, for Android Store, so you can buy no matter what watch and use the application inside the car. So it's just to connect.
Maybe one last question.
Yeah, I'm not sure I understood exactly what you plan to do with the cameras. Do you want to record some videos and store them in the device, or do you want to have real-time access to some views? Or
So normally we can use Google Drive to put everything inside, or something like that, OneCloud. But it's up to you. Another thing, if you want just to see what is happening in real time, you can do that. If you want to store, if you put your car in one place that is not very secure, you can store your images and then you can see if everything is okay. But it's up to you either.
For example, if you go on a trip and there will be cameras placed in right position on the car, and you can for example, you don't have time to see the view. Maybe there was something on the trip that you would like to watch after, or for example, if there was an accident and you have to prove that it wasn't you, and there will be cameras that can prove he didn't do that, or for example, if there was a theft, that can be used to identify who stole the car, who was it, and other things we can.
That interesting is the technology is already done. That is done, so we will just use this together.
Thanks.
Let's welcome Help.
Okay. Good evening. It's hard to go after all these themes and these great ideas. So we are nearly all together, the Help team. How we can enhance your life with one picture. So, to start, this is the team. Alexandre Nanes is not here, unfortunately. So, at the beginning of the story, all the team, we agreed on one common objective. It's to fixing the bad experiences of our drivers. I don't know if you had already a bad experience with your internet provider, so many calls to get it fixed, I need a new box, and you call again, and you give again your reference, blah, blah, blah. That's why we try to focus on and see how ALD could change it. So, would you imagine Facebook or Twitter without picture? Would you think it's so interesting to send a message on WhatsApp or a phone message without picture? And do you know that if I find the dress very interesting in the street, I can just buy a picture, know where I can buy it, what is the brand, what is the price, and maybe click to buy it. That's why we try to propose to you today. It's to see how ALD could use the pictures as a new way of communication with our drivers. Imagine everything we could do with a simple picture. So that's our concept. And there are many applications. One of the applications that we found is to manage the small damages. Today, when a driver has a small damage, as you know, he has to give a phone call, or maybe he can just send an email. He has to find some contract references. Then he has to see an expert. There are a lot of travels, a lot of time wasted, a lot of frustration. And we think that with pictures, which is, again, only one of the applications, we could simplify the life of the drivers. as you saw in the video before, make it simple. With pictures, we could make the life more simple for the drivers. And pictures is a new way of communication. And today, except 1 or 2 exceptions, in ALD applications, we don't use them. So that's our concept. Thank you.
Questions?
No? Okay.
Could it be possible to elaborate a little bit on which event during the life cycle of the car could be represented by a picture? Just.
Okay. So if we start from the beginning, when you try to get a quotation on the web applications, you have to populate the brand, the color, the model of the car, and everything. All this information could be captured from a picture. Then you got a second application, which is the management of the small damages. We tried to imagine what kind of new products we could propose to our drivers. Today, for a small scratch, sometimes it's very complicated because we don't propose no-claim insurance. If you consider that some small damages could be managed out of the insurance process, the driver could just take a picture and be called back just to go to the garage to get the repair. And you want to propose another one before the return of the vehicle? That was your idea.
Yes, for the return, we could imagine to have, based on a picture, an assessment of the refurbishment cost, and to avoid a lot of surprise at the end of the contract, for instance, when we know that some companies recharge the drivers for the refurbishment. So that's another application we could imagine.
Could you, because if we talk about those damages, I'm not talking about drivers then, but then later on try to save costs. I mean, if there is a damage, it needs to be repaired. Would it be possible to link those pictures and put them on some kind of Elance or eBay site and saying, well, this is the damage we've got on that car, and have suppliers bid on, I can fix this for €200, I can fix this for €180, so we can drive costs down?
That was one of our ideas, more a sheriff's one. We were thinking about a portal for the garages, for the partners, so we can do like a tender, in fact, on the repair. And because they have the pictures, because we got them from the drivers, they can directly do some quotations and proposals. Also, we could maybe help the whole long process for damages management, about the expertise and everything, which has a huge cost for us. But if we just consider the driver experience, it doesn't understand why it needs so many meetings. We checked the complaints from the drivers in one subsidiary and saw that many times the expert doesn't come and it takes a lot of time. And a picture is very simple. We're not talking about one app. It's just one concept. Consider the picture as a new way of communication, and why not a new element of our big data?
One last question.
It's actually a bit of advice. I think it's a great idea, and it's true that pictures is very easy to work with. It's also true that what you need to work with on the concept is that the pictures have to be very accurate, very precise, because otherwise you cannot use it for anything. So something you have to build into the concept to make it really work afterwards.
So you presented based on the picture. Did you think about a video and a video conference with the ALD people?
No, we did not, in fact. We would like to, if you consider, that's a good idea, if you consider the small damages, we would like to avoid to take time from the drivers. Today, for example, in ALD France, there is a call with the garage, ALD, and the driver, which takes a lot of time. We have to get all the people in the same call. So we would like to avoid a maximum the bidirectional communication and just get the driver pushing the information. But regarding the video, that's a very good idea, yes, true. Maybe better than the pictures.
Thank you very much. And next, is there an actual? Let me stay on the side, please. So, hello to all of you. Oh, wrong start. Just to try. Okay. So it's definitely difficult to pitch in front of you, but being almost the last one is maybe the most difficult place to have here tonight. We are very humble and very pleased to share our ideas with you, but definitely we think that maybe you all missed what is the most important driver experience among all. And back to basics, we think that what works the most for every drivers and every customers is to get the best ever car possible, having in mind they have a budget constraints and they want to have the biggest one, the fastest one, the most fanciest ones to work with. So our project intends to provide you the best and unique disruptive experience in terms of selecting your car. So you know ourselves.
Okay, if we take a look at the current situation from the point of view of ALD and the car makers. Every year, ALD buys around 250,000 cars. It's quite an impressive figure, but it would be much easier to manage if everyone would choose the same black Model T Ford.
Okay, on the opposite side, I will be the client. So as a client, I want to be unique, at least to feel unique. And I also want to have like a customized offer for my car, to my everyday experience.
And then if we take a look at the car delivery, it's quite a complex process and takes on average 120 days between the order and the actual delivery.
And as a client, I can't wait 120 days. So I want to have an offer flexible, reactive, and really fast for me. This is more important for me.
And last but not least, we are in the era of big data. And now car makers are providing a lot of information on their lineups, on their commercial offers, and it can be a bit overwhelming.
On this side, so the client get lost and they need more guidance and also to have a promising offers to get in order to have a good driver experience. So we need at least a super vendor. And I will let Olivier.
So unfortunately, I'm not fit enough to play the role of super vendor, but we have found a kind of alternative for us to deliver something interesting, which is this one, which is very simple, very obvious, which is the ALD digital car showroom, the first showroom to propose online leasing offer package with car makers, limited quantities, limited durations, to create tractions and to tease the customers. What we have in mind is that we provide a kind of exclusive access to ALD existing customers or to VIP members, having in mind that they have enough credit lines to buy some cars. We will package with the car makers fancy deals, not only cheap deals, but with some tricky optional stuff into the car, etc., etc. So it's higher value for a given budget. And last but not least, as it's a package, limited duration, limited quantities, we will anticipate the production of the car, so it will drastically reduce the car delivery timeline, which is more or less 3 to 4 months, which is not meeting the need of the business as it is today, which is fast, flexible, and accurate. To provide you some hints before, if you feel skeptic of these ideas, these are some samples of what could be done with such kind of platform. So let's say we used Golf, but it's maybe not the right one for. But for iRunner deals, we could anticipate production and once again go to faster deliveries.
Then if car makers have overstocks of cheap cars, we can buy package some cheap leasing offers for maybe SMEs or newcomers or privates tomorrow. Another one, which is we recently had the Rugby World Cup, and we could benefit from this Jaguar Land Rover sponsoring to make a specific private sale of Land Rover and Jaguar, and to have a fast to leverage this sponsorship, let's say. And last but not least, sorry, Jean-Philippe, we did not warn you of this last part, but as you might know, we have some agreements with car makers, and we would be keen having maximizing the volumes we get with all of those car makers. And sometimes we missed few hundreds of cars or few thousands, so having a lastminute.com of some Renault, for example, would help our game of getting some back-end bonus from the car makers. So this is the few ideas we have behind, but there is a lot of more opportunities to play with this kind of platform. Of course, it will be mobile hosted, tablets and web-based, for sure.
Olivier, in your model, do you think to buy the car before to rent it?
So we are currently patenting this idea, so I cannot disclose everything to you today, but no. This is a good question, and we have to think about it. Maybe the buy part will be only done if we have a customers at the end of the process. So it maybe has to be negotiated with the car makers. Or we can have a kind of at-risk buy, which is we buy in advance and we bet that we can sell this and we get higher incentives for us. It's two options, yeah, two options. But this is a good question.
I'm sorry that you cannot patent it, because we already introduced the ALD digital showroom in the Netherlands. However, what I'm curious about is what will you think is the main traffic generator for this? What will bring most business, and what will bring the most advantage for ALD?
If my fellow gentlemen have some ideas. My feeling is that maybe as it will be mobile hosted, it's not only the fleet manager or the purchaser that will think about the car policy, but every day, every driver will have access maybe to these offers, and maybe push to their fleet managers asking, have you looked at these good fancy offers? And maybe we could imagine that without the capability to bet, opening this platform to externals or to Arval customers or lease plans, so they will have the ideas maybe to come to us with better offers.
Maybe one last question.
Ecolise?
Hello everyone. I suppose you're starting to feel tired, so we'll be short. And the last team to present, I think. So first I want to talk about Ecolise. Why Ecolise? Because our idea is quite simple, and best ideas are usually the simplest ones. Ecolise is about economy, because we want the drivers to spend the less money as possible. Ecology, because we're entering a phase where it's important. And of course, eco-mobility. So the team, we have three IT crew, Myriam, Pascal and myself. We have Baya, who works at ALD Contact, and Philippe works in marketing. So, owning a car is expensive. We all know that. Cars usually don't run as much as they should. In companies, they run more than private cars, but nonetheless, it's a few. Today, a lot of people are ready to share their cars. And last but not least, the urban population is growing very fast. Today, it represents 25% of the population. In 10 years, it will be 50%. And in 25 years, it will probably be 9 billion people in urban areas. So owning a car is expensive, but the ALD Collie solution will help you. We will share the leasing bill. It's quite simple. We will have circles. The circles could be from startups, small business, business incubators, etc., etc. So from companies to your neighbors, your friends, it has a lot of potential. Today, the sharing economy is not very vast. It's $15 billion. But in 2025, it will be more than $300 billion. So today, some apps exist to share your car, but there's nothing for sharing leasing, and that's what we want to do. So it can be a revolution. It will be greener. We have a lot of ideas. We haven't the time to present everything. But ALD Collies can be, we believe in it, a great idea. Any questions? It's starting today, absolutely. I was that clear?
Yeah, so I guess car sharing is here to stay, no doubt about that. Have you considered perhaps within the community to arrange that you actually buy days out of your car immediately, so that you know you will actually get a discount on your leasing rate from the very beginning? So that basically you have already shared 20% of the car, you don't know to whom yet, but it's from the beginning in there?
Well, the idea, it can depend. For example, we talked about business incubators. So in this particular case, it could be the incubator will take the lease and split it with the companies who want to benefit from it. We also talked about eco-village. Today, some village wants to have a better image and to improve the life of the citizens. So that will also be a solution. So it's very vast. We have plenty of ideas.
In the big cities, also some association of owners of flats willing to have 1 or 2 cars or 5 cars just to put them unavailable for the people there. So it reduces parking space and it's cheaper.
It's very simple system.
Yes, because today everything already exists. We just have to put it together.
I think we have one last question over there.
Did you think? did you think about the risk analysis and who will pay the bill to ALD at the end?
Well, of course we did, and it would be like in a flat. The more you have some people signing a contract, the more you have person who can assume the problems. If you share your flat, if 3 people share it, if one walks away, the 2 others still have to pay. So it will be easiest to insure the risk.
Sorry to say good things, because you have a very good idea for me. And the point is that it's a very good communication for ALD to use this as an emblematic challenge.
Yes, and don't forget that let's drive together.
Thank you very much, and you were almost right. You are the last pre-registered team to pitch your project, but tonight we also have 2 teams that will go freestyle. So I'd like to welcome Odyssey team on stage, please.
Only 1 minute because it's freestyle. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
When you're ready, you start.
Can you hear me? Okay. Hello, everybody. Well, let's imagine an application that will increase the driver experience. The application will be based about ecological. We will create also a small boxes full of captors, put it inside the car, and connect it with the app. By combining the app and the captors, we will measure the footprint, the ecological footprint, sorry. If you have a bad ecological footprint, you won't get points. But if you have a good one, you will get points. And after that, you could transform the points into gifts. It will be an awesome app. Thank you very much.
And we'll stick to 1 question for that part.
Thank you.
Another freestyle pitch.
Which we don't know the name of.
Hello, everybody. Like, I have an idea, and we have already talked about it. It's a Russian guy. This one, yeah. Hello. And I think it's a very good idea. That's why we also. It's almost the same idea. I think it's a bit different. So I present myself. My name is Yann Silvera, and I'm from EDC. That's a business school in Paris. And I would like to introduce my idea by saying, with a figure, is that it's 3 times more expensive to get more clients than to patronize your clients, your already clients. That's why ALD, the best idea for ALD, it's really to I forget. The best for ALD, I'm sorry, yeah, it's to integrate a small part of the work from user, you see? And the 2 problem of user, it's really they allocate too much time in the traffic, and the second problem is that they allocate too much time to organize their schedule. That's why we want to create an application on the mobile, first of all, on the computer and on the dashboard inside the car in order them to organize their schedule according to the traffic, you see? So, and we will save time for them. That's it.
One question?
Sorry to ask, but does it mean that the driver is supposed to play with the applications when he's driving?
Oh. That's a very good question. No, it's not the point. The point is really to have a database with all the appointments of the workers, of the user, and to have all the contacts, etc. And before, you see at the beginning of the week or even the Sunday, the application with a very strong algorithm will organize the schedule of the week, and after it will be easier for the worker to a new sorry. Yeah, it's like a new assistant, and actually we can sell this idea to other companies, and like we have a lot of other experience.
But you won't. And we actually have a third picture.
Hello. Thank you. Then all the evening we talk about driver, yeah, but what we know about driver today? Not a lot, I think. We need to improve to increase the knowledge about the driver. But how? The idea is to start to have a first engagement with the driver since the first moment when the driver starts to use our car. I have no slide, but I have a small prototype. I show you. You know this? It's a typical ALD car. But this is really special because there are a special tag behind, or inside normally. And this tag can communicate with our smartphone. And in this smartphone we can link different, not direct application, more website, to summarize all the services, to have a greeting with the driver, to introduce our services, and to push our web application. In this case, we can start to have some different engagement. We can start to register some information about them. And we can start to show to the driver that this enterprise is new, is innovation, is innovating, and is going in the right direction. We can use this tag not only for the driver, but also with other services. For example, for the delivery, or for the remarketing, or other application that we have in our business process. That's all. Thank you.
One question for him?
We don't want to forget anyone, so does anyone else want to go freestyle? All right, thank you very much to all of you guys. I'm sure you guys are all very thirsty, and we'll go for bubbles in a minute. But before that, we would love to collect feedback from the Innovation Committee.
I start, and it was very interesting session and very original session. It's nice to see people from outside the company coming with idea we never think about, and I think that the next step is just to work together, just to put it in practice. So it was very great surprise, and thank you very much to all the participants.
Firstly, I think I want to say thank you to all the students that have taken time out from your social life to spend time with ALD. When I was in university, this time I'd have been in the pub for about 5 hours, but this was English universities. And also thank you to everyone from ALD who's turned up as well, because giving up your free time to come to this special event has been wonderful. I would say the general theme of all the ideas has been incredible. Please keep it simple. There's nothing new that probably exists that we need to invent. This is about reusing what's there already. And most of the simple ideas arrive from that. Most of you in the room aren't old enough to realize that Apple didn't invent music players. There was a company called Sony that developed a Walkman, and there was these thing called cassettes that were around. So this is how it started, and they just reinvented it and made it better.
So thank you for that. I have noticed the students have been very shy today in terms of the questions. After this, we'll have a cocktail, and although most of the ALD staff look a bit old and a bit scary, we're not. We've got some young and beautiful ones amongst us, so if you don't want to talk to the old ones, speak to the young and beautiful ones. And all I'll say is that there's no idea that's off the table in terms of the ideas you submit for our driver experience challenge, so please be crazy and be a bit wild with your ideas, because these are often the ones that we're most interested in. But thank you very much. It's been inspiring to spend time with you all.
Okay, so thank you very much to all of you. I think we heard really, really good ideas, and you got really good feedbacks, interesting feedback, and even ideas, so you can build on it. So go deeper on your project. Remind that the deadline is on Sunday. So register on the platform. You will have the chance to go further to the program. And let's finish by my game. So one question, you remember the rule. If you want to say yes, you stand up. So who wants to take a drink at the cocktail? Yeah, so enjoy it and thank you very much.